There's always those awkward few moments when I start chat where I'm not sure if I'm live yet. Like it says going live and then I watch it on the replay and it's like I'm for like the first 5 seconds. Hello, my friend. Welcome to our Sunday weekly live chat. Thank you so much for being here. If it's your first time here in live chat, welcome. It's where I talk and then I listen and then we discuss. And it's a lot of fun because we have lots of people here with lots of different opinions. And I like to not just talk about my opinion. I like to talk about other people's opinions too. So today we're going to be talking about the trends that we saw in 2019, things that happened and our predictions for YouTube beauty in 2020. What are the videos people are going to be watching? What are the channels people are going to be watching? What kind of content are people kind of done with and not really watching anymore? Like if you notice every year the trends really do change as far as what content is popular on YouTube. It's really interesting. It's really an ever evolving platform of American society, and not American society, that is so what is that, centric, some kind of horrible centric of me, of our world society, because of course YouTube is around the world. Depending on what corner you're in, you may focus on, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I think it's really a reflection of what we're interested in as a whole planet, based on what gets views on YouTube. At least people that have access to computers. Man, I am just really I'm digging myself a hole here. It's like, stop it, Jen. Because not everybody has access to computers. And of course, they wouldn't be... shut up. I'm going too far. You get what I'm trying to say. Let's go ahead and say hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. If you're watching this on the replay, I like to invite people that are invited into my home. I like to say hello to them real quick before we get started in our conversation. So hello to Debbie Green. Good to see you. Banshee Muse in the house. Hello to Liz Plowman, and Teresa M.O., who's part of our What's Been Makeup team. Good to see you. Ginger and Farah and Sandy and Consuelo and Nadine. She wants to know how packing's going. If you do not know, this is our last chat in this location. This is the last video in this location, except for maybe some declutters. I'm working on some declutters as I move, but you notice my background is slightly different. That's all been packed. It's gone. And all this is going to get packed today, too. So we are moving on Wednesday is the big move day. And I just packed my closet last night. I kept out a couple of things to wear over the next couple of days. All my closets. I mean, it's just been crazy. And going through and realizing how much waste I have of makeup that has been sitting for years and not being used. And we'll talk about it when we get into the declutters. It's very embarrassing. And we'll talk about my stupid amount of waste and how I'm going to change in the future this coming week. So yeah, that's how packing's going. It is quite stressful trying to make sure everything's done. Thankfully, we do have until the end of the month in case for whatever reason, I don't know, it's going to get done. My husband will make sure it gets done because if it doesn't, he's going to be really mad. So, but if for whatever reason, it doesn't have to be exactly on Wednesday. So long story short, too late, packing's going well. Debbie says, don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you so much, Debbie, for that cue. Really appreciate that. Good morning to Kelly and Monica. Good to see you. And Christine, good morning to the Wrench Wenches. Tabitha, good morning to you and the rest of the people that keep our chat go flowing and safe. And I just realized I forgot to turn on the slow mode. So let me go ahead and do that real quick so that we can keep the chat a little bit more of a peaceful place. Live chat. Slow mode, and we're going to do about 30 seconds in between each comment. That way it doesn't get crazy in the comments. All right, so if I didn't say good morning to you, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. So I feel like 2019 was the year of drama channels. I really do. I feel like that drama channels really brought another layer to 2019. They really exploded, with all the Jaclyn Hill drama with her lipsticks and all of that. I feel like that was really a big cue as to what drama channels can do and how much money they can make. I mean, how many views they can get. I have people every once in a while, people that don't like me will come at me on Twitter and say, that's why you don't get enough views or whatever. And it's like, my channels get like 30,000 to 50,000 views. That's a lot of views. And they're like, yeah, right. That's not a lot of views. It is. It actually is. In reality, if you have a channel that's getting the kind of views that I get. I do pretty well on AdSense. I make a decent yearly salary on AdSense based on I'm not going to tell you specifically what it is, maybe one day, but I make a decent yearly salary on the views that I get. So imagine the people that are getting 200, 300, 400, 500,000, a million views on a video. If I'm making good money between 30 and 50,000 views a video on average. So it's still really good. So, drama channels, it's not, you have to do the research. You have to make sure you have your receipts. But, commentary channels where you just turn on the camera and you talk a little bit about what's happening, they do really well, and they don't take a super amount of effort. It still takes effort. I think all YouTube channels, unless you're just turning the camera on and uploading it raw, they do take effort. But, considering how much money the videos are making, the drama channels, I definitely, and commentary channels, it's a good gig if you can get in there. So, you're seeing this second wave of drama channels trying to come up because I really do feel like people are trying to capitalize on drama. But what has that done to YouTube in general? The drama channels being more prominent, especially in YouTube beauty, and I think it's created an air of negativity and cancel culture, and let's take this person down has been a focus of 2019. With Dramageddon 2, it's such a weird name. Let's take this person down has been a theme of the year. When someone gets high, people want to take them down, and it's kind of sad. It really is. Of course, some people deserve, because of their actions, for people to stop watching because they've done horrible, awful things. But I think sometimes it's really, it's blown up to kind of a crazy proportion. And I think something that a lot of people do is they'll take, one sentence that somebody says and they'll interpret it. And they'll say, well, because they said this means they are that. And it's really dangerous to do that. It's really dangerous to do that because the only person that truly knows that person's motivation is them. If you see a pattern of things that make you kind of go, then I can see that. But it's really coming to a point where people are jumping to a lot of conclusions about who people are based on one sentence that they might have tweeted, something like that, where maybe it just didn't come out the way that they expected. So, it's really, I think beauty has become a much more negative space, I think, because of the focus on what is so-and-so doing wrong. And, the turning live chat into more of a commentary has added to that, I think, my personal adding to it, that we talk about things that are happening. But I do try to put a more positive spin on it when I can. I try to put, try to see both sides. I try to be pretty objective and, talk about both sides. But I do contribute to that in a way, especially with some of the live chats I've done this year. So, it really is, it's definitely changed the tone, I think, of YouTube beauty. And everybody's just kind of waiting for somebody to mess up so that they can sit back and condemn them and bring their channel down. And it's really odd. And I'm hoping that isn't going to be the case in 2020. I doubt it. I really think that it's going to continue as long as people are interested in it, as long as people feed into it, as long as people watch it. I think it's going to continue. And I don't see it stopping anytime soon because for a lot of people, it's entertaining. So let me go ahead and flip over to the collective brain and see what other people are saying. Audra says, I've stopped watching drama channels. It's like eating junk food. It's delicious at first, but then you start getting sick from what you're taking in. And I think that is a fantastic analogy. That you kind of dig in and you're kind of like, ooh, like that's kind of interesting. And, you kind of get involved in watching things go down. But then as it goes on, you realize that it's changing your whole tone. I feel like what we watch, what we listen to can really change, our mood, not unconsciously because we're not sleeping, but subconsciously. I feel like it can change our mood depending on what we're choosing to consume, visually, auditorily, the people we surround ourselves with, things like that. It can really change who we are and how we react to the world. So, I think it's up to the individual to decide what's best for them. Faye says people need to take personal responsibility, but cancel culture is horrible. I agree. I think that canceling is sometimes appropriate. I think sometimes, people do such horrible, awful, atrocious things, and we don't want to support that kind of behavior, with our views. And I get that. But I also think that sometimes it's based on things that it's like, That person's like, you're never going to trust that person again because of that. Like, they're condemned forever because of that. I do like to believe the best in people, and I do like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I do like to believe that people can change, sometimes overly optimistically. Like, for example, there's someone that's on Twitter, and I'm not going to give them the grace of saying their name, but I knew the person had a generally negative tone in what they tweeted, but I had many conversations with this person privately, and we talked about different things, and it was I felt like we were kind of in a good place. And then the next thing I knew, the person was attacking me and spreading rumors about me publicly, and it was like, wait a second. Like, I thought why didn't you come to me and ask me about this? But it wasn't about me. That was the thing, is it wasn't about me. It was about this person who wanted to, they wanted to, get likes or whatever by whatever they were tweeting. And it didn't matter if we had kind of developed a rapport. It wasn't about rapport. And I'd given that person the benefit of the doubt. Even though I'd seen what they tweeted, I'd seen that they were generally seemed like that kind of person. I wanted to believe in them. And it was my fault for believing them, I guess, but I was really disappointed in that, and I ended up having to block the person because it was just a sad situation. Because I really do try to give people extra chances, benefit of the doubt, all of that. But eventually, you realize and you see who somebody is, and you just decide to cut that person, even if it's just an internet person, out of your life, whether it's somebody you're watching on YouTube, somebody you're following on a certain platform. You just decide that it's better for your mental health to cut that person out. And I think we all just kind of need to do that for ourselves and be filters for ourselves. Kathy says, so much backstabbing, especially what just went on with one influencer whose recovery by so-called friend. Okay, we're not going to go into that because I want to stay out of that. There's a lot of, I'm not even going to go into that because I don't know that situation well enough to comment on that. Javeria says, it can go over to the bullying side fairly easily, but it is important to recognize when people do wrongs, especially since we're used to only thinking about ourselves or our identities and how we're affected. Absolutely, totally agree. Totally agree. And I think that understanding, and really listening to what a person's saying and not putting our own thoughts in without taking the time to try to understand somebody. I think that's where a lot of things get mixed up. So that's kind of the way that I'm feeling about it. Steph says, I'm just over drama, period. I have enough drama in my actual life. I don't need it on the internet. Amen to that. And I think that's part of why we consume so much drama too. I think some people consume drama because, they do have things in their lives and they want to see, well, that person's life's worse than mine, or that person, they want to get lost in that because they want to avoid their own problems. But some people, it's too much. Like Steph's saying, it's just too much because you're too busy dealing with, negative things going on in your own life to deal with someone else's negative things. Champagne taste on a beer budget. Will the new harassment policy kill off some drama channels? Possibly. It depends. The thing is what I'm learning about YouTube and their policies is their filters suck overall. Their filters are not very good. And they come up with these wonderful policies, but then they misidentify people very, very often. Like, for example, Kendall Ray, who I've been following for a really, really long time. And, we have an acquaintanceship kind of relationship. She said that one of her videos was actually taken down. It was a video, and was it Casey? I don't know. I don't want to missay who the person was about. She does true crime. And the video was about somebody that was lost and people thought, was gone, and that person being found. And that video was taken down for whatever, I forget exactly what rule, but it was a total misidentification. And it was basically like, if she gets another video taken down like that, it puts her on the path of having her entire channel taken down. And this is a person with over 1 million subscribers. So, I mean, she's just in the danger zone for literally no reason. It's because it was all about someone who it was a little girl that was kidnapped and was found. And it was like, how can YouTube flag this video? How can they? It doesn't make any sense that this would be the video, So I don't know. I worry about YouTube's filters just sucking. Like, I think the heart is in the right place, but they need to make sure that their methods are accurate. That's the way. Jamie Kloss, thank you so much, Virginia. I appreciate that. Jamie Kloss. So, I mean, I think that it's definitely possible that some drama channels will rightfully, because I think some of them like to spread rumors that aren't true for sensationalism. I think some of them will rightfully get strikes on their channel for harassment. I think some of them will probably be mistakenly misidentified. I think that'll be a problem where people will get strikes on their channel or get videos taken down for inaccurate reasons. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Susan says, but now we have drama about the drama channels and infighting between the drama channels, and it's all got out of hand. I absolutely 100% agree. 100% agree. And I think that started with drama channels becoming friends with each other and kind of developing a unit. And whenever you have a unit, there's going to be infighting. And then, you know, whenever someone has success, like some of these drama channels have, there's going to be people that are going to do everything they can to try to bring them down. So I think that, you know, it's a combination of those two things that have caused problems for, you know, a certain group of drama channels. And also some of their own actions. I don't want to not mention that some of their actions that have been dug up have been not good at all. So anyway, so moving on from drama channels and the year of the drama channel. I know that me drinking bothers some people. Was it misophonia? I apologize. I try to be really quiet though. Another thing I wanted to talk about is just general beauty content on YouTube and what kinds of videos people are watching, what kind of videos people aren't watching. I've seen quite a few people on YouTube, Angelica Newquist and Samantha March being two of them, talking about how, you know, review videos aren't being watched as much anymore. And it's like, I've heard this before. Because last time we heard this, it was tutorials aren't being watched anymore. And it's still true that tutorials aren't watched as much as other videos. And reviews were pretty safe for a while. And I feel like just a straight review where I have a product. Of course, I've got things I've got on my lips today. Where I've got this product and I'm going to say, today I'm going to review Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. Blah, blah, blah. This is what they're like. Here's lip swatches. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned whether you want to buy Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. See ya. Like videos like that, I don't think it's enough anymore for the majority of audiences because YouTube is moving toward a television-like feel where people don't just tune in for information, they tune in for entertainment. And if there isn't something else along with the review to pull someone in, people aren't going to watch it as much. And it's really, really sad because there's a lot of great information people can gain from review videos. So I think that's part of it. And I also think part of it is what we talked about last week about the beauty bubble bursting, where, you know, Smoky Glow, Hannah from Smoky Glow and Robbie Christie made those wonderful videos about the bubbles bursting, you know, as far as purchasing goes. I think that people aren't searching for reviews as much as they were, you know, back to the infamous Sweet Peach times, Too Faced Sweet Peach, when everybody was just consume. What's the latest product? I need it. You know, look at this pretty packaging. I'm buying it. People like, they're looking at their collections like I am. And they're like, oh my gosh, like I have so much stuff and so much stuff that I'm not even using. And I know that's not for everybody, but I think that a lot of people are in that place. So when people are going to, and these were the people that were looking for the reviews because they were all the buy. And now they're not looking for reviews as much because it's like, I don't need that. You know, I don't need the latest release. I have plenty of stuff. Like I'm done. Like it's just been pushed way too much. And the people that were on a budget are still on a budget, you know, and are not watching them because they're not buying them because they've been on a budget since the beginning. And maybe they're only watching reviews of things when, you know, they've saved up enough money that occasional time, you know, in order to purchase something. So people just aren't watching the straight reviews anymore. And I, as a reviewer, as someone who reviews is my heart, the heart of this channel is reviews. It makes me really sad that that's happening. So let's see what the community has to say. Auntie Whip Viper, I stopped watching many review channels because now that they have grown and are now getting PR, they are now being entitled and negative. Wow, that's an interesting perspective. I'm really curious about that perspective. I wonder how many of you feel that way, that people that get PR are entitled and negative. Yeah, I can see where that could go that way, where if somebody is reviewing something that now you don't have that financial loss of when you purchase something, that you've worked, you've saved, you've purchased, now you're reviewing that thing, that your tone could change in the review because now it was sent to you for free. There isn't that feel of financial loss. And now it's kind of like, oh, well, and it could, the feel of the review could be off because of that. I can kind of see that. And I know that like some people think that like if somebody doesn't get PR, like I don't know if anybody I'm just doing an example. I don't know if anybody got Too Faced holiday PR this year. I didn't see any, but I wasn't really looking for it either. But I didn't get Too Faced holiday PR. So if I came on here and was like, I'm just not going to buy Too Faced holiday PR because I didn't get. I'm just not going to buy the Too Faced holiday collection because I didn't get it in PR. If I came on here and said that, I can see people interpreting that as entitled. For me, though, it's because I wasn't interested. I don't think my audience is interested. So that's why I didn't purchase it. But I can see where that could be interpreted as being entitled. So I see that. I think that's really interesting. And I would love to know your thoughts. If you're watching this on the replay, I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below, what you think of that. I definitely have my favorite reviewers that I don't feel that way about. But maybe there's people that you're watching that I'm not watching. I guess if I feel that way, I usually unsubscribe. So Natalie says, I think actual makeup artists with real knowledge will be the new gurus instead of pretty people putting on makeup while talking about how much they love everything. Interesting. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, this is the thing about, real makeup artists, real makeup artists, meaning people that are trained. When I say real, because I feel like in a way, we're all makeup artists because we do we're just not professional makeup artists. We do. It's like if I pick up a paintbrush and I start painting a picture, in that moment I'm being an artist, even though I suck at it. I'm still being an artist. So I think in a way we're all kind of makeup artists in our own right. But when we're talking about professional makeup artists, like people that are actually trained and really truly know what they're doing, I feel like it depends on what we're looking for, because this is the thing, and this is what I kind of built my channel off of, because I, of course, am not a professional trained makeup artist. You look back at some of my older videos, especially some of the makeup looks I was wearing, it's really bad. But, when I go to a video for a review, I honestly don't want a makeup artist's opinion as much as I want a regular everyday person's opinion on a product, because I am not going to be able to use the product in the same way that the makeup artists are. I will learn ways of applying from the makeup artists, but I won't be able to really get a review that I can use because their talent will allow them to use a product in a way that I'm unable to because I don't have that skill. So for reviews, I really look more toward regular everyday people for reviews because that's who I am when it comes to my skill level. So that's kind of the way I feel about that. But I think that's going to be up to the individual. That's a really interesting comment. Very interesting. Okay, this is an interesting thing. Let's talk about this. Makeup is my therapy. Since Norvina and Jeffree started their big Twitter PR searches, the PR culture has become unreal on Twitter. Brand new indie brands are running PR searches and a ton of people want on lists. It's true. This was the year. 2019 was the year of PR lists. And if you're not on Twitter, you didn't see the big explosion of it, but you may have heard about it secondhand. But I remember talking about the Norvina PR search. It was my entire feed filled with things about the ABH Norvina PR search, because it wasn't just Norvina tweeting about it, which she tweeted about a couple times a day, which is her right. I'm not trying to knock Norvina. I thought it was a genius marketing plan. I actually did an entire video about how genius the whole thing was. And that's why so many people are doing it. But it wasn't just Norvina tweeting about it, who I follow. It was the people trying to get on the PR list, that a lot of people that I follow were, and then the people that were commenting on the people that were trying to get in, which are people that follow me, that I follow, all of that. So if it wasn't Norvina tweeting, it was someone trying to get on the PR list, or it was somebody commenting back to someone who was getting on the PR list. It was insane. And all of the free press that they got, it was amazing. So then we see all these indie brands with PR searches and things. I mean, I get it. I get it. Like, it got out of control. I feel like it got out of control. That's just my opinion. It got out of control. But I mean, brands got to do what a brand's got to do to get their name out there. And the more people that try to get on a PR list, the more that brand's name is spread around the internet. So I get it. But I can tell you, can I tell you how many PR searches I've entered? 0. I can count them on no hands. I don't enter PR searches. I don't want to be, well, first of all, I don't have the makeup artistry talent in order to enter a PR search. Let's just be honest here. If you see my close-ups of my eye looks that I occasionally post, I mean, if I post it, it's probably looking okay, but it's definitely not PR worthy, like PR search worthy. Like, no, I'm no Rocio Cervantes over here. Okay. So that's a big reason why I don't enter PR searches. And the other reason why is because at this point, I've been on YouTube for, 6 years as far as this channel. And I don't need, like, I'm good. I'm solid. Thank you anyway. I'm good. But that's just me personally. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm good. If there's anything that I don't get in PR that I feel like I need to purchase, I just go buy it. Like, I'm not on Lunar Beauty PR, but I go buy the stuff because I know that y'all will be interested in it. And if Tati hadn't sent me the Texture Neutrals Volume 1, you're darn right I would have bought it. Absolutely. That's kind of the way that I feel about it. That's where I'm at. LaShawn says, let's hope natural makeup and skincare is queen in 2020. That's another interesting topic. Honestly, let me be honest with you. I don't think natural makeup will ever be huge as long as Instagram is alive. Because that's what drives Instagram is the amount of detail, the skill that goes into it, the artistry of it. And to do a natural makeup look, there is a ton of artistry. You just can't really see it. That's the thing, is to do a really good natural makeup look, you got to be pretty talented to do something that's really, really good, but you won't be able to see that in the photo. There's no show-off aspect of a natural makeup look. So I think as long as Instagram is alive, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's possible. It's possible, but I'm with you, LaShawn, in that I hope, but I doubt it. I mean, there was the whole glass skin thing that didn't really end up taking off, but that was an attempt at natural makeup. More natural makeup being a thing in it. I think it kind of teeter-tottered a little bit and then fell off. At least that was my perspective. Here we go. Russ says, the unboxing videos some people do are crazy with the number of boxes they get all the time. They cannot possibly review all that stuff. Absolutely. Like when they've got the piles of boxes behind them. Like how? I seriously, like I would go crazy. Like I would not. Like I think we've talked about this before. Like it's like a cloudy with a chance of meatballs kind of situation. Like it's like, when you don't have it, like I remember really trying to get samples from Sephora and Ulta and going there, trying to get samples of things so that I could review things on my channel. And then when I first started getting PR, it was so incredibly exciting because I didn't have the money to spend on buying new products to review. I was spending a lot of money. I was spending a lot of money, but I didn't necessarily have the money that I was spending. I mean, I had it, but I probably shouldn't have been spending it when it comes down to it. But once, so you really want PR, you really want PR, you really want PR. But then it starts coming and then it starts coming more. And I've started taking myself off of PR lists and emailing brands that I know that I don't really like their products very much and telling them, hey, thank you so much for all the PR you sent so far. I actually would like for you to remove me from your PR list because it's like I don't want to get things to my house that I know for a fact I'm not going to review for you. But a lot of people don't do that and they get those walls of makeup. If I was getting that, like I seriously, like my husband would go crazy, I would go crazy, and that would be not a good thing. Like how do you even organize all that? I think Samantha Ravindal made a great video. I know Samantha Ravindal made a great video about the amount of waste just in packaging alone. And that's why she took herself off all the PR lists. Because it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. MGH Plays says, I love Samantha. Oh, man. I got a little notification blocking the comment. I love Samantha Ravindal. She stopped accepting PR this year, and it's so refreshing how honest she is. Absolutely. She's got that, like, IDGAF family friendly kind of attitude. And I love it. I love Samantha Ravenel so much. But yeah, I mean, it's with getting PR, you really want it at first, but then when it comes more, it's like, okay, this is too much. It's too much. Like if you were sitting at a table, if you like sweets and you get served a piece of cake and you're like, yes! And then they give you another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. And then the whole table is full of cake. It's like, I really wanted this cake. Cake looked really good, but I can't eat all this. It's not that you're ungrateful. It's just that you physically can't eat all the cake. I only have one face. I can only put on so much makeup, Okay. Adelita says, we can't trust paid reviews. When influencers want to continue receiving PR or get paid for positive reviews, viewers are going to drop off. We can't trust opinions if they don't invest their own money. And I think with some people that's true, but I would caution to generalize that to everybody. I think that there are some reviewers, like myself. There are people that can definitely block out whether you get it in PR or whatever. Like honestly, like for me, this sounds so arrogant, and I don't want to sound arrogant, but it's the way that I feel. I guess it's just my confidence. I have confidence in my ability to review something without without thinking about whether it was PR or not. I have confidence in myself about that. It's like any job, I feel like. When you go into your job, whatever it may be, you have to have a level of objectivity in what you do. So I guess it's not every job, but you have to have a level of objectivity, and you have to block out certain things in order to do your job well. I mean, try to apply that to your situation. Tell me if I'm being ridiculous. But like when I was a teacher, I've talked about this before, like I wouldn't give, like, let's say, I really love Becky over here. She's a really nice kid. But I'm not going to give her an A because she's a nice kid, And, Danny over here, he cries when he gets a bad grade. So I'm going to do everything I can to support him and make sure that he, gets a good grade. But if he gets a bad, I'm not going to give him an A just because he's going to cry. You know what I mean? Like, how terrible is that? But then I'm going to support him through that and give him tools to help him to do better. So that's kind of the way I feel. Like this, it might be a bad analogy. Okay. But that's kind of the way I feel about PR. If I get a palette or something, I'm trying to look for something I can grab. Let's see. Okay, this is something you guys know I love. So, what's something that I don't love 100%? Let's see. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Okay, well, this Huddle Beauty liquid lipstick, this is a lip gloss. Okay, so if I got this for free, I'm going to tell you the things I love about it, but in order to help the company do better, I'm also going to tell you the things I don't love about it. And if they take it personally and they take me off PR, I'm not on Huddle Beauty PR, then that's on them. I'm doing my job as a reviewer. And that's what my job is. That's what our job is as a reviewer. So if people receive PR, I feel like some people will want to stay on that PR list and they'll say whatever they can in order to stay on. But I don't think that's a generalization you can apply to everybody. I really don't. But there are people that are paid for positive reviews. So you have to kind of take what you know about that person and then make your best judgment when it comes to a sponsored content. You have to and watch other reviews of the same thing from people that didn't get it in PR, people that aren't doing sponsored videos, and see if the thoughts are the same. Like I had somebody come to my Tati Beauty Texture Neutrals video, one person, and they said, so you're friends with Tati? I can't trust this video. You're friends with Tati. Number one, I wouldn't say I'm friends with Tati. I'm acquaintances with Tati. We talk every once in a while, but not about anything personal. It's usually business related stuff. Every once in a while, it's something like touching on a little bit like more personal, but for the most part, it's very business. And if you watch the review, I said plenty of things I didn't like about it, but they jumped on that I was going to be biased because I have a relationship with Tati, which is true. But I mean, you just can't make that generalization. You just can't. It would be nice if there was a black and white. It makes things a lot easier to think about. But in reality, it's really not black and white when it comes to those kinds of things. Emmy says, I prefer reviewers who don't gush over everything, but objectively follow a checklist like Jen does. Like, is the product fragrance or not, and cruelty free or not, etc. Yeah. And you can tell when someone gushes over everything. See, this is what a lot of people, this is what happens. A lot of channels that gush over everything, they just don't tell you about the things that they don't like. They just won't put things they don't like on the channel because they see that as being disrespectful to the brand. So maybe they do genuinely like it. And maybe they do genuinely like everything that they put on their channel. But they're picking and choosing what they're putting on their channel. So even in that case, it's possible the person is being honest, even though they gush over everything. They just don't show you the things they don't like. But that's not really helpful, in my opinion. It's not really helpful because then I can look at a thumbnail from that person and be like, oh, they're going to like it. I don't need to watch that video. I don't need to watch a review from someone that I know it's always going to be positive. Why would I watch it? I know that if it's by them, they're going to like it. What's the point? Unless I really like that person's personality. All right. Rebecca says, I don't like unboxing videos either. It's customary for reviewers to get the object they're reviewing without cost, but that's a byproduct. That's not supposed to be the point. I get that. Totally get that. All right, we're 36 minutes in. Let's take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to tell you what I have on my face today. So on my eyes today, I used to have this, you can't see it, but over in that corner over there, I had this kind of displayed. This is the Urban Decay Elements palette, and when I did my palette declutter, this was not in it, which hopefully will be up next week. That's the goal anyway, while I'm in my moving process, I hope. I love this palette. This palette is fabulous. I bought this. Yes, I purchased this because I'm not an Urban Decay PR. And I really do love it. The only thing that is a little bit weird about it is that there's only one matte shade, and it's this guy right here. If they were going to include one matte shade, that's a good one to put on there. It is. Oh, no, there's another one. There's this one over here. I wish that they had a third one that was deeper and got rid of one of the other ones. But on my eyes today, I have Lioness, Firestarter, and Elemental. And then I also have, I put it away. For my highlight, hold on, it's right here. I can reach it. I can get it. Oh, okay. My Tarte Skin Twinkle Volume 2, which has been around for a while, you know how much I love this. I put this shade in the inner corner over here because I didn't find one that I wanted in that palette. There's only like a white. And then this is my highlight today. This one over here is Spotlight. On my lips today, I purchased that. This was sent in PR. This is the Laura Lee Liquid Lipstick in the shade Cabana. This was from her holiday collection. And then I topped that with a little bit of Dose of Colors Chocolate Wasted to kind of deepen it up a little bit because this one is a little too light for me. I don't enjoy the shade as far as the lightness of it on me personally. It does have a little specks of glitter in it, which is an interesting touch to it that I think is really cool when it's worn alone. But when I top it with other things, the glitter kind of disappears. So because of the shade, I'll probably never fully get to enjoy this liquid lipstick. So that's what's on my face today. Let's see what y'all are talking about. Oh, let me think about what else did I want to talk about as far as 2019 trends. Those are the big ones that I was thinking about was drama channels and drama just in general. And then, just reviews dying out. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. So one thing I've noticed is skincare channels are getting more popular. So if you've been watching Hiram or Dr. Dre, like those channels are really doing very, very well. The professionals in skincare. I don't know what Hiram does. How in the world Hiram looks like he's probably older than that, but he looks like he's like 20. How the heck does he know that much about skincare already? Like, I'm so jealous of his knowledge. Like, I don't know how he knows all of that. Like, every time I watch Hiram, I'm like, how does this kid know all this stuff? But I'm noticing that their channels are doing really well, and I'm hoping that the academic channel is really going to start soaring in 2020. You know, people wanting to know, like my lip balm video that I just put out. I really want to do, at least on my channel, a lot more content like that where I'm trying to give you the tools so that you can do it on your own. So that you can, go into I want to do all the hard work. I think it's hard work. It's not really, relatively, There's definitely harder work to do, but I want to be able to do all the research, all the background, and give you the tools so that you can go out and you can be educated as a consumer when you go into a store. Because nothing is more frustrating than looking at a wall. You need a mascara, and you see this giant wall of mascara, and you're like, I'll get the pink one. You know, like, like how do you even know? So I want you to be able, like the lip balm video, I told you about what ingredients you should look for. And you should watch the video if you want to know. Uh, so that you can go out and do it on your own. And if you look at the top comment in that comment section, I pinned a comment by myself where I give you a great link where you can copy and paste an ingredient list into the a decoder, and what it'll do, it'll give you a great breakdown of all of the ingredients, and it's got little blurbs about each one. It's called the Inky decoder, INCI decoder, and the Inky list is the people. They're the people that do, not list, but Inky, that company. I don't know if it's considered a company, but anyway, they're the ones who make the names, the official names for ingredients. So when you see mica versus synthetic fluorphlogopite, they're the ones that, say, okay, this is the way a product needs to be labeled if it has this ingredient. Like if it's synthetic fluorphlogopite, you can't call it mica because mica is natural. Synthetic fluorphlogopite is the man-made version of mica. So those people are the ones that made this website. I have found a couple of things, I will tell you though, a couple of times when looking at their descriptions of things, there's conflicting information there versus Paula's Choice versus the Derm Review versus all these other websites that I look at. Sometimes there's some conflicting things there. So I personally always look, if I'm not sure if something is like, I'm not sure, I've never looked at it before, I always look at multiple sources. So I want to give you those tools is my point. Long story short, too late. I want to give you those tools so that you can go out. And I think that that's going to be a trend in 2020 is people wanting to be more educated consumers and going to channels that give them those tools like Dr. Dre does, like Hiram does. Carolyn Hirons, I hope that her channel explodes this year. She is a wealth of knowledge. So I'm just really hoping. Oh, yeah. Bree in Maryland, I enjoy Pretty Pastel's channel. Yeah, she does some great fashion videos as well. And she's just the spirit, man. Her spirit is just, woo. She's a trip, man. I really enjoy her too. Totally agree. Dahlia wants to know what I think about IT Cosmetics skincare. Most of it is stuff I wouldn't use. Occasionally I come across something that looks good, but for the most part, it's a no for me on IT Cosmetics skincare, at least the ones that I've looked at. Kaylee says, I appreciate all the work you put into your reviews more than any other channel. You breaking down the ingredients help me make informed decisions about what I buy and not brand specific. And I'm hoping that there's going to be more channels like that out there. Thank you so much, Kaylee. That's really kind of you. Marty, Jen, would you interview some older influencers? We just started popping topics, didn't we? I would love to. Well, I mean, how older are you talking? I mean, I would love to. Definitely, absolutely. I want to get Carolyn on, who's a little older than me. I think she's about 10 years older than me. I know, because the word older is different for everybody. For a lot of people, I'm older to a lot of people. For some people, someone that's 85 is considered older. So, I mean, I had Marlena from Makeup Geek, who's around my age. I had her on live chat. Was there anybody else that was around my age? I don't think so. But I would love to. I mean, I've got a lot of people on deck that I've been talking to for interviews, but it's just, especially with the holidays, it's hard to get people, on. Amy P. and Dirty 2 says, I love Archie. For those of you who watch Pretty Pastel, please, you know who I mean. You know what I love is that people told her, they're like, we don't want to see the stupid bird anymore. And she's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to show my bird if I want to show my bird. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch my bird. I love it. I love it. Actually, Winter says, I would love if you interviewed Michelle Phan. Sure, I would love to too. Do I have any way to contact Michelle Phan, or do I think she would come on live chat? Absolutely not. Okay, Michelle is very much celebrity status, and I can't get to people like Michelle. It's not possible. And she's been doing a lot of other things. Like she owns, I didn't realize she owned this company. There's a company that I use called Thematic, and it's a way for people that create content to match up with music artists to put music in videos. So whenever you see in my description, it'll say music by so-and-so, and the link will look something like thematic. It's like theme.ic or something like that. That's Michelle Phan's company. She's a very smart businesswoman. She's got her hands in all kinds of stuff besides M Cosmetics. And she's a busy lady. So, Telestra, the bird stays. I know, right? Sincerely, Kristen, skincare over 40 is a trend and I'm loving it. Yes. And I do have a video for, it says 25 and over, because really I feel like anti-aging skincare can really start at any age. Maybe not my daughter at 11, but, I do have a video on best skincare for anti-aging. If you type in the search Jen Loves Reviews anti-aging, or you should be able to find it. So let's go ahead and just pop topics for the rest of the time. We got 15 minutes left. Cynthia says, I miss Stephanie and Nicole's tutorials and reviews. That's how I discover your channel and Caroline's. Yes. I miss Stephanie too. She does occasionally come out with content though. She is still releasing content. It's just not as she's not as consistent anymore. But I do miss Stephanie very much. And it's funny because people are now coming like to my Tati beauty review. I had a lot of people comment how they liked that I was doing finger and brush swatches. And like they've never seen anybody do that. And it's like, it made me sad actually. Because it's like where's Stephanie? Stephanie needs to be the authority on finger and brush swatches, Like that's where I got the idea was from Stephanie. So Say says, I found Jen because you collaborate with Stephanie Nicole, but she's not doing videos now. I know. She's amazing. Yeah, I miss Stephanie. I haven't talked to her in a very, very long time. But when we hung out, we clicked like that. I mean, we really had fun hanging out. It was me and her and my friend Nicole from the channel Yay or Nay Nicole. The three of us hung out, and we went to the mall and went to an event there that Stephanie was doing, like a meet and greet. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We clicked very, very well. Amy says, I came to YouTube for tutorials on how to better my skills. I miss it, honestly. Yeah, and you can still find the tutorials. Like, if you're still looking for tutorials, my favorite channel for tutorials is my friend Bailey over at Bailey Sarian. She does a tutorial every Saturday, and she is sick talented. She thinks about ways to do makeup that I would never think. And actually, when I went to go visit Bailey in California, she did my makeup, and I still use some of the tips that she taught me when she did my makeup. Some of the things that she was doing, I still use those when I do my makeup. And honestly, like after that summer when I had Risa Does Makeup do my makeup, I had Bailey do my makeup, and I think that was, and Leisha from X Sparkage. Same thing. All three of them taught me so much just from sitting down with them, and my looks turn out so much better since that summer, not this past summer, but the summer before. Like, I've gotten a lot more compliments on my makeup because they taught me so much. Those three people, it's amazing that just sitting down with those people can change how I did make my makeup completely. And there are still tutorials out there, so you just have to look and find them. They are still out there. Flannel Beauty, Jen, do you feel like makeup for those 40 and up is ignored? Just don't seem like there's very much out there. Yeah, I do. I do think that, and the more I'm on Twitter, and if I start following people, like I tweeted out the other day, like insulting someone or knocking their credibility and using age as the reason why they're not credible, or to insult someone, well, that person's just old. That bugs me to no end. Because it's like when somebody does something like that, it's like, I hope that comes back to you tenfold when you get older. I do think that it's ignored. Who is it? Matthias. There's a guy named Matthias that does really good tutorials on makeup over 40. Fantastic. I'm trying to remember what the rest of his channel is, but if you type in Matthias makeup, he's a makeup artist. He does fantastic tutorials on I don't know if he's ever done any on men except for himself. But most of his tutorials are on women over 40. Diamond Doll says, Leisha's skills are amazing. I wish she got more attention. Totally agree. Poor Mom Life says it's mostly reviewing new products that has taken off in PR unboxing this year. You think so? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that was like 2018. That's my opinion. Maybe it's just the channels that I've been watching. Because it's like, I think, your perspective is limited by the channels that you personally watch. Sorry, I'm reading comments trying to find one. And all art, she says, Murder Mystery Makeup Monday. Insert awkward theme song. Cha-cha, cha-cha. She loves Bailey. Bailey's amazing. Bailey Sarian. Tiffany PK, it's a shame that beauty is ignored for those who can probably actually afford it, not just buy it. Totally true. And what needs to happen, this is the thing. This is what I think. Oh, I forgot to talk about something I want to talk about. Tab would be so mad at me if I didn't bring this up because we were talking about it. Okay, do you remember when you were a kid watching cartoons? And I remember this. I felt like, I wish we had more than 10 minutes for this. I felt like, okay, if there was a male lead in the cartoon, that I would watch it, right? Female lead, male lead, I would watch it. My brother, on the other hand, would never, ever, ever watch a cartoon that had a female lead. That was a girl show. If you notice, YouTube Rewind, the beauty section of YouTube Rewind, it's almost all guys. And I don't know, there's no way to know 100% why that is. Why is that? That it's at the top of the views. It's James Charles, Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, who isn't even a beauty channel. And then there was Kylie Jenner, I don't even know how that video, I didn't watch the video, so maybe I'm wrong, but it seemed like it was like a day in the life of Kylie Jenner thing. Like, how is that a beauty video? Like, I know she owns a beauty brand, but how's that a beauty video? And then there was a DIY video. It was like it was beauty hacks, but still it was like I don't know. Like, I didn't see in there, except for maybe the review that Jeffree and Shane did of skincare, of Kylie's skincare, there was actually anything that was really beauty related. It was such a weird combo, and it was mostly guys up there. Why is that? Why is that? And I think when it comes down to it, when we're talking about, influencers over 40, I'm asking a question, is it that people over a certain age will watch influencers over a certain age, but people under a certain age will not watch those influencers because they feel like that content isn't relevant to them? So like my audience, I have like 0.6% of my audience is 14 to 18. And I don't even have a bar for under 14. Of course, that may, people watching on their parents' account, blah, blah, blah. I know that that's a possibility. But let's just assume that everybody watching is under their own account. Like my channel just doesn't appeal to younger people. Is it because I'm older? Or is it just because of the nature of my content? I don't know. But it's interesting how you'll have, like, let's say for James Charles, you'll have really young kids watching James Charles. You'll have teenagers watching James Charles. You'll have, people in their 30s, 40s, 50s watching James Charles. But then if you have somebody like Hot and Flashy, I would be curious what her demographics are on her channel. Because it's like she puts out amazing content. Amazing content. Anybody could benefit from the content on her channel. But she's not pulling in those same views. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she should be getting more views. And why aren't younger people watching it? You know what I'm saying? Do you get kind of where I'm going with this? So there's two things I'm talking about, is older influencers and women. Just women in beauty. Like, I feel like it's men are just taking over the beauty space, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just think that it's weird, because traditionally, over time, makeup has been for women. Of course, now that we are, more accepting as a society of men in makeup, it's fabulous. There's so many beautiful, amazing men in makeup. And I 100% support men in makeup. 100%, no qualms about it, to support men in makeup. I just find it interesting that all of the top people are men. Why is that? And I'm just asking a question. I don't want anybody twisting this and saying I'm anti-men in makeup, because that is so incredibly far from the truth. I am very pro men in makeup that want to wear makeup. Pixie Graytail says, I think it's both. Your age, your content, and the way you present. You don't use bright graphics. Your voice is at indoor level volume, and you slew more educational. Yeah. Gotcha. Charlotte wants to know, can you do a video on gurus you recommend? I have a bunch of them. If you search jenluvsreviews and then search, what would it be? It would be like channel recommendations, something like that. I've got like 3 or 4 videos. But I'm sure I'll do one in 2020. Max says, younger people are more likely to watch YouTube for entertainment. Older people watch for information. That's an interesting theory, Max. Very interesting. Kaylee says, for me, the channels I subscribe to are only kind of based on the content. Majority of the reason I watch them is because I like the YouTuber's personality. So is it because, like, you notice like the big personalities are the ones that end up growing their channel a lot? People with really big personalities. You know, think Manny and Laura. Great examples. Jeffrey, James. They all have big personalities. Is it because the people that are older that are on YouTube, the people that are above a certain age, do they just not have as big of a personality? Is it just not as entertainment focused? Is that what it is? Is that why? I don't know. Jenny Lynn says, most of the beauty channels I watch are women. Kimberly says, I feel that the young audience wants to watch fads in today's hot thing, then older audience cares about research. Dr. Osmond says, what if people don't see Jeffrey and James as part of the male community? I think that would be weird because they are male. Both of them identify as male. So I think that would be weird. That's my answer to that. Because they are. I mean, just because someone puts on makeup doesn't make them less male. You know, their gender is their gender. Micah says, H3H3 Hilla commented on that not being enough females on Rewind. Yeah. But that, I mean, is that a testament to what we're actually watching? Is that not a testament, but is that a reflection of what we're actually watching though? Is it going back to the cartoon analogy situation here? Is it because men will mostly watch content curated by men and women will watch both? Is that why? Kelly says, have you seen Smokey Glow? She's great. Hannah's a friend of mine. Hannah, I have a collab video with Hannah. You can, if you type in Jen Loves Reviews Smokey Glow, you'll find our collab videos we did together last summer. So yes, and I agree, she's great. Telestra says, I want Jeffrey to send me a job application. Good luck. Wishing you well on that. Cynthia says, I wanted to follow James Charles after the Tati situation, and it was totally unrelatable content. I had to stop following. I'm 38. So you felt like, as a person who's 38, that the content was geared too young for you, that you weren't interested in it. That's interesting. Yeah, Susan says pretty much the same thing. I watch Jeffrey and Shane for entertainment. I watch older YouTubers for info. That's interesting. Amber says the young audience wants the drama. The older YouTubers have grown out of that. And maybe circling back to our original topic, maybe that's why some of the older influencers aren't being watched as much, because as a society, we're gearing more toward, entertainment, drama, reality TV, all of that. Maybe that's why. It's a theory. It's a theory. Okay, I was trying to read and understand something and I didn't get it, so I'm not going to read it because I don't understand it. Shauna says, I give up. I keep hitting the send button before I'm done. Oh, Shauna, I'm sorry. And Shauna, check our Facebook group. I have a message for you over there. So when you have time, go over to our Facebook group, our private one that we have for the reporters, and go check that real quick. Because I need like a one-word thing from you over there. Now I see that Sean is here. Sean is part of our team. I need to get her that message. Diamond Doll says, I only keep up with James and Jeffrey because I teach high school and the kids are constantly talking about them. Absolutely. And it was funny because my daughter actually had a sleepover last night and she mentioned something about Jeffree Star. And I was like, please tell me you don't watch Jeffree Star. Just because I don't feel like it's appropriate content for kids. She's like, oh no, he did a collaboration with the Dolan twins. That's how I know who he is. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, oh gosh, scared me for a second. All right, it is 11 o'clock. I am so sad to go. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad to go. Oh. Yeah, this is the last chat in this location. And this might be the last time you see the nail polishes in the background because I don't know if we're going to be able to fit that behind me in the new location. So it's the last time you're going to see this. Well, I have a video coming up that I filmed in this location. So you're going to see if this is the last time I'm filming in this location. It's kind of sad. Thank you for joining me. Really, really important. For the next 2 weeks, I have given my team the weekends off. So there will be no What's Up in Makeup, but I do plan on coming back for chat at 10 a.m. Over the next 2 weekends because because I like doing chat and I enjoy it, and it only takes me an hour to do, and I enjoy hanging out with you. And to be 100% honest, monetization in December is good, and we just bought a bunch of stuff. So it would be great to, but mostly I don't want to be gone for that long when I can easily come on here and do chat easily. So definitely make sure that you come back next Sunday for chat, 10 a.m. I'll be in my new location. It'll probably be the first video I film in the new location, so you'll be able to see a little bit of what I've done so far. Yeah, I'm excited. So thank you so much for being here, and mad love to you. And I will see you in chat next week, and also in 2 videos next week. I'm not sure. A declutter, and then there's another one, a tag video that I did. So have a great week, and I will see you next week. Mad love. Bye.